speak a few minutes today to you about the topic commitment to making a change. Okay. Most of us here from America and we're around the world. We see a lot of problems in the world. The world is full of many troubles. And it's not difficult for you to see that. And I think we look at Facebook real quick and say, yeah, there's so many problems out there. Or just turn on the news. But the problems that I think about most of the time, I think about that is not necessarily big things you see across the country, Korea or shootings and so forth, but there are a lot of problems because of the breakdown of the family in the United States. Now, we see kids come to our school each day, and we see these troubles on a personal level with family. A lot of kids come to our schools, and heard some testimony yesterday, with many, many problems. And I just want to mention a few of those things today. The problems stem because of the breakdown of the family, the divorce rate, and all kinds of things like that. Some of our kids that come to our school do not know who's going to pick them up in the evening. Their families are problems. So you'll hear them talk about it. They have no discipline in their families. We have children in our families that don't ever hear the word no. We talked about that yesterday also. The problem is they need to hear the word no. They need to hear that they are not God, that they are not in charge. They need to learn to listen to someone. They are a creation of God, and God requires us to listen. I've had children in my office recently going home. It gets hard to listen to sometimes, but the child will want to go home and he'll be wanting cookies or something there we have in the office, or chips, or a little Kool-Aid drink, and mom will say no. But then the kid will start screaming and hollering and wanting to get these things. And every mom says no several times and runs back and forth in the office and grabs her arms until they drag him out of the building, and the kid drags back and screaming and hollering and throwing things. Finally she'll say okay, and she'll let him get it. And this happens a lot. The children come to our school, we teach them that there are rules to follow. If you're going to live in God's kingdom, you have to live under His rules. And so we do not want to reward bad behavior. We give them rewards and badges in school for good behavior. If they disobey, they lose their prize, their reward, their badge, their job, whatever it was that they got. So these are things that we want to teach them. I had a child, just for a quick instance, just a couple weeks ago, had to call the parent because the child was being very difficult. Would not listen to teachers, spitting and things in the classroom. Well, the grandfather finally came to pick up, and he got irate. Of course, the problem was us, the grandchild. And he started in a tirade of screaming across the office. On for a good 5 minutes, and after a while he left, I noticed the little girl, 9 was her name, didn't bother her one bit. She still danced around the office even though he was in a tirade, because this is what she sees at her home all the time. But this is the thing that we see daily. Children are not told no, they don't have discipline. Their families are falling apart, telling them to pick them up. It might be grandma, might be dad's new girlfriend, might be mom's new boyfriend, might be mom's boyfriend's sister. Someone will pick them up eventually. But these are the things that we have to deal with because of our country, because of the way our country is, because of the downfall of Christianity and weakness in the churches. Some of them are raised inappropriately. Some of them we see, as Rachel mentioned yesterday, about the state coming in to break things up. We had 3 instances this year in our school in the Golden Gate location where the state came in to break up the family. And the father was trying to discipline son, a difficult boy, a strong-willed boy. But the mother called in to the state hotline on the father, and they showed up, and they took pictures. They found a little spot on the boil bruise, and Dad could not see him for 6 months. So yes, they are actively breaking things up. The mother had no control of this boy. He could do whatever he wanted. She thought she was doing good. She was being a fool. She actually was hurting her son more. He had him taken with his father. These are things that we go through each day and teach. And again, we have other children who think that they're pretty good. Their families think that they're good. They're pretty well behaved. But in our education, in the American system, they're taught that they are good. They can make their own way. They're all to themselves. They don't get into trouble much. But they don't see anything wrong either when they grow up with secular education in modern society or anything like that. And when they see serious Christians saying this is God's world, we're under God, they see us as radical. They believe that, some of them believe they can just fix the world's problems. And this, we might call them liberals. What we want to teach in our schools is that God is sovereign, and that because He's sovereign, He's in charge. He makes the rules. We are to follow the rules. Therefore, there are tools by which I think God gives us to work with young children. With all children, but especially young children, because they're the ones, as we heard this morning, hear God's word and they accept it because it's written in their heart already. It's a Christian education is a major tool by which we can change children and change the future of the country. Children need to be taught the laws of God. We have to teach them right from wrong according to God's word, not by what we think in our head. We don't want to teach them we're free to do whatever we want. As part of God's creation, as we taught there, to give up their own will and do the will of their Father in heaven. We learn this in 1 John. Now, many times I think in America we're taught, I remember even when I was a young child, even in elementary, I don't remember much from those years, very old, but I do remember that was quite a theme, even in the 2nd and 3rd grade, way back in the 60s, and you were taught that you could do whatever you wanted. You could be whatever you wanted to be. Be the astronaut, you could be the president, how about dictator? But you could be whatever you wanted to be. And so they gave you this constant humanistic mindset. We want to teach them something different. You know, children need to be taught at a young age that God is their creator. He's also their father. And as a good father, he is to be obeyed. This is how the blessings come and the punishments avoided. I like to hit this point at Bible time sometimes with my children that I teach, especially when we go to the first commandment. Who is God? He's the one that made us. And I'll ask them, who made them and who they have to obey. And I will try to bring it down to something they understand, because they grow up in families where they're not taught anything like this. And they're kind of like just to run wild whenever they're at home. So I'll ask them if they have to obey their parents. Now, kids instinctively know this if you ask them the question, but they don't do it very well, as you may know. They will always give the right answer. And I ask them why. Because God gave them their parents. I'll remind them that when they obey their parents, they're obeying God. And this is how they get God's blessing. God blesses obedient children. So then I'll ask them some questions, kind of silly. I'll ask them about, what if they're at home? Your mom and dad tells you, put your toys away. But instead of put your toys away, you don't. You just watch TV. Or you play your game. Then I'll ask, well, if your mom comes in later, says, wow, you didn't put your toys away. Good. I got some cookies and ice cream for you. They will grin into your laugh. Of course not. How crazy, Jenny? Your mom and dad not going to come in and give you cookies and ice cream because you didn't do what they said. So they'll laugh. I'll remind them that God is their Father. He's good. I'll reverse the story sometimes. What if you came in and mom came in and you did exactly what you were told? Mom said, wow, you throw your toys away? All right, that's it for you. Go straight to bed. Of course not. and they know that's wrong. So I remind them that God is their Father, and He knows everything they do. There's no place they can go to hide from Him. And He's a good Father. When they obey Him, He will do good things for them. Now, I believe that all Christian schooling is good, but I just think it's very wise to start at the very early age, the preschool level. We heard this yesterday also. This is the time when it's still in their mind. They know what they're to do, and they haven't had years of suppressing the truth in their hearts. I can remember this growing up a little bit. I grew up in a situation where we did end up being put in a Christian school. At an early age, my mother realized in the public school system they were going to be teaching a lot of ungodly things, she thought. And the country's gone very humanistic and secular in the 60s. And so she, at one point, found out they were introducing a new course that was very humanistic, and she felt very ungodly. So parents all protested it. So then the whole thing was dropped. They heard not a word. The next year there was a new course introduced with a whole new name. No meetings, no nothing. She found out it was the same thing. We just put it in. So when we ended up moving, she moved us into a Christian school. And our family went there ever since. But I did notice with the kids even in the Christian school, they, you know how kids are in high school, you get in little groups, little cliques. And that's pretty common in all groups, I suppose, but certainly in high school. And after a while, especially if you're kind of leaving high school and thinking back on it, you know, there were some of us who were one group, and there was a big main group, and then there was the guys at the end of the table, you know, or everybody knew they were kind of troublemakers. But they didn't mix too much. And the ones who seemed like they wanted to go the right path were the ones that came from an early age, good families that taught them from the Bible. The other ones just kind of leave their girls on their way. So it is important you start at the beginning. I have relatives in the psychology field, and they have admitted to me that, yeah, your morality begins at a very young age. That's where it's set. And that's where you need to start. The secularists know this, the socialists know this, the communists know this, the liberals know this. They want to take the children at the youngest possible ages, and that's why you will see them constantly pushing for more money for education, free education, 4-year-olds, 3-year-olds, and earlier. In our school, we try to confront the kids every day with the gospel that God wants us to give them, with their own sin, whatever their own selves are doing. Most people live for their own gratification, for their own glory. And so when children in school get in trouble, I try to ask them. I've been trying to get my teachers to ask them very pointed, specific questions, because we're trying to bring them down to the level where they got to see what they have to do, what they're responsible to, who they're responsible to. They cannot just do something because in their head they thought it was okay. We all think what we do is okay, or we wouldn't do it. The problem is there's 7 billion people in the world. That means 7 billion different ideas. There's one idea. So I asked them, what did you do? Was it the right thing to do? Why? Why not? And I make them answer. And I kind of make them answer what should happen to you. And these are all things that push them in the right direction and to bring up to their level of thinking. If they are God's children, they have to follow Him. If they are God's children, they have to obey Him. If He's their Father, they have to learn to go His way, for His glory, not for their own glory. So the Christian education is an important tool. Christian families, I think, are also an important tool to help with especially young children. Our family, some of you met some of my family, sitting here at this table, mainly my wife is on here, and others, they all help in our school every day. My older children actually have their own locations. And they get to see our family together. They get to see what we're doing. We get to homeschool them as far as their education goes, and then they get to help in the school. So they are learning, and the children in the school are seeing our family together, which they don't see too much of in their own lives, many of them. Many of the children we reach are unchurched families, unchurched people. Our children have certain jobs to do. We hope that they will try to teach them to grow up learning how to do things that way also. So they will be able to be successful in their work. We'll have kids sometimes in our school, occasionally, they'll get to know my kids well, and they'll want to go home with us. There was one boy that way a while back, and he wanted to go home with the family. Sometimes I'll tease the kids at home, tease the kids at school. Some of the ones who stay late at night because they're a little bit bigger. Says, well, guess you have to go home with us. We're going to have spaghetti. And they all grin. But it's fun. It's fun to see that. The school that we have is kind of like what I think of as a family farm from years ago. Years ago, the family farm, you had the whole farm there, and everybody could work together to make the farm successful. Now, somewhat disappeared, but the family preschool that we have here in County has nicely replicated it because the children are, like I mentioned, able to homeschool and they're able to learn things to do. They go in the classroom, they help children learn to do reading, to do lessons, they help learn how to keep the items organized, do chores, and keep things clean. These are all very important for them to learn. So, in closing, I wanted to say there's many good things that you can learn in preschool. There's many good things you can teach, and you can have an impact for the kingdom of God. Because, especially in this country, so many people don't have Christianity at all in their homes. Like I mentioned, many more people, children who just, like I mentioned, the one running out the door, that happens quite frequently because their parents have no discipline over them. People who want to participate in this kind of ministry or any Christian education ministry need to be people of resolve and commitment. It's not always easy, but doing something that's worthwhile often isn't really easy. Easy things don't often pay real well. I think as Americans, we always are seeking out easy things. We're looking for some great get-rich-quick scheme. There isn't really any true get-rich-quick scheme. Talk to a big lottery time winner and you find out their life is a shambles. In Ezekiel, he talks about the valley of dry bones. The dry bones, he said, preach to them. Did Ezekiel have any real say in what was going to happen? No, he didn't. He just had to do it. Who was the one that raised up the dry bones? That was all God's doing. He brings them together. Our job is to teach, preach at them, and to work the job each day, things that happen. Kids running around, getting them to teach, all the little things that happen. So people who want to work with Christian schools and preschools in general in particular need to be people of commitment with a long-term vision for God's kingdom. If you're seeking prestige, lots of accolades, an easy life, you're probably in the wrong place. I once knew a guy that came down to visit us, interested in our schools. He was supposed to be interested in our schools, and he came to visit. He was interested in one of the ladies at school, and I saw him walking around his phone. It became very apparent a couple hours that this was not for him. He had ideas of doing big and better things. Change does not take place overnight. You have to be willing to sacrifice, to put in time. God doesn't promise change in our mindset, the way we think. Change has to come through God in His timing. So when you think of something like this, when you're teaching, you're not going to see people change immediately. The church talked about a lady, a girl that changed immediately yesterday. Don't often see that too much. But change is in God's timing over lifetimes. Some of you might have watched the movie Amazing Grace about William Wilberforce. Many years for this to happen. Not going to happen immediately. We're reading recently the book of Booker T. Washington. Same thing. You can't expect easy things to happen to you. And I remember one section, he walked for days. He had no money left, and he found a sidewalk that was over a little culvert or something. He slept under it that night in Richmond for several nights, and he had some kind of day job unloading the ship, getting enough money to get where he was going. But he was determined to get there. And in the Bible, Daniel and his 3 friends. Okay? So these things are not happening immediately. You must be one who has to work by faith. The Christian life does include some trouble and struggle. Faith is required to get the task done. So, I'd like to finish with these verses. It says, and how then can they call on the one whom they have not believed in? And how can they believe in one whom they have not heard? And how can they hear without someone preaching to them? And how can anyone preach unless they are sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of those who bring the good news. And Jesus said, let the little children come to me, and forbid them not, for such is the kingdom of heaven. And he laid his hands on them.